Very good morning, students. We were going through the chapter of resources. We'll quickly, because we are now coming to the end of the chapter, we'll quickly revise the important part, that is the classification of natural resources. So we had seen it can be classified on the basis of development, basis of origin, basis of stock, and basis of distribution. What we had seen was, first, if you see on the level of development and use, that is potential resource and actual resources are those resources which we are actually using now, like coal, we are using it currently, petrol, diesel, these are all resources which we are currently using. Potential resource are those resources which can be used in much better way in our future, like solar energy, you can say wind energy, tidal energy. These energies can be used in much better way, so they are potential, they have the potential with them. Going ahead, you can see what is actual resource and what is potential resource. Already we have discussed about this in deep. So now we'll see about how origin will be either biotic or abiotic. Biotic means any resource, natural resource which comes from living things is called biotic, and whatever comes from non-living thing is called as abiotic. Going ahead, we'll see about the natural resources on the basis of stock. You can say either it's renewable resource which can renew itself, and non-renewable resource which cannot renew itself. So non-renewable resources can exhaust someday if we don't use it properly. Then we had seen about the distribution. Distribution, we had seen either it is ubiquitous or localized. Ubiquitous means it is present everywhere, like air, sunlight, water, land, everywhere it is present. Localized means it is found in certain local areas or in certain parts of country, like coal, iron ore, you cannot find everywhere. I can go out and I can see sunlight, I can see wind, I can use it, so it is ubiquitous. But I cannot go out and dig and take out iron ore or coal. So it is in certain pockets or certain places, that is called localized. Now we are coming to the last part of this chapter. So first, there are certain notes. The distribution of natural resources depends upon number of physical factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. Now, if you see, you cannot find iron ore in northern plains. It will be mostly in the what we say plateau areas, because the climate, the topography of that place is in that way. So, finding of these natural resources depends upon what we can say is there are many physical factors like terrain, climate, and altitude. You cannot find much of sunshine in the Arctic zone or Antarctic zone because it's totally covered with ice. So it depends upon the topography as well as climate, altitude, and the terrain. Terrain means the kind of topography. The distribution of natural resources is unequal because these factors differ so much over the earth. Like we had discussed, now wind energy is more in the coastal areas or desert areas, arid areas, because the distribution is there. It is because of the climate, the altitude, the terrain, the topography there. So the second point is the distribution of natural resources is not equal. It is unequal. In some places it is very high and some places it's very low. Like iron ore, if you see, it is mostly situated in Jharkhand, a state of India, but not in Jammu and Kashmir, because the topography is not same, the climate is not same, the altitude is not same. So the distribution of natural resources depends on these factors. Therefore, the distribution of natural resources is unequal. Again, we'll recap a small thing. Next one, human-made resources. That people are natural resources to make buildings. We make buildings, they are all human resources. Bridges, roads, machineries, vehicles, lot many things which we make. Even the pen or marker which I use, it is a human-made resource. Then what is human resource? Humans who satisfy our need are called as human resources. Means people are human resources. So people are human resources. Education and health help in making them a valuable resource. If I am educated, if I am healthy, then I can be of use to the country. So I can be a good human resource. I would have certain value. But if I am not educated, if I am unhealthy, I cannot contribute towards the GDP of the country. So what is the human resource development? It is improving the quality of people's skill by education and training, so that they are able to create more resources, is known as human resource development. Now you have understood what is human resource, and also we have seen what is human resource development. Okay, these were all about resources. Now we'll see the main factor, that it is very important for us to conserve the resources, to use it properly. How, why, we'll see. So what is resource conservation? Resource conservation, using the resource carefully and giving them time to get renewed, is called resource conservation. That means, it takes billions of years for coal to form. So if we use it properly, if we use it in little amount wherever it is necessary, then another place you can find coal, so it will not get exhausted. But if you use rampantly without thinking, so one day will happen that this coal will be depleted and new coal will not be found. So conservation means using the resource carefully and giving them time to again renew themselves. And what is sustainable development? This is very important term, sustainable development, because it will come in your 9th class, 10th class, it will be repeating. What is it? Carefully utilizing the resource so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, also take care of future generations. That means I have certain non-renewable resources, so I will use it very judicially, very carefully, because for my development I need resources. I will use it in a proper way. Also it will meet my requirements, and also I will conserve it for the future generations. This is called sustainable development. Fine, we'll go to the next point. The future of our planet and its people is linked with our ability to maintain and preserve the life support. If we are preserving the life support, we are preserving the natural resources, our life will develop. All issues, therefore it's our duty to ensure that. So it's our duty to ensure that we conserve the natural resources or we preserve them. Then all uses of renewable sources are sustainable. We can sustain it, but we have to use it carefully. If we don't use it carefully, we cannot sustain it. The diversity of life on the earth is conserved. There is these are all the conclusions. There is diversity of life, different organisms require different kind of things, so it is conserved here. The damage to natural environment system is minimized. Finally, it's all about sustainable development, so the damage to the environment also will be minimized. So because of the sustainable development, these things will happen. So this is the end of our chapter. I will send you certain notes. Make a notebook for SST. You can make single notebook for all the 3 subjects, that is geography, history and political science or civics. So make a notebook. After this video, I will send a PDF on your WhatsApp. Make a notebook, write the notes properly and send it back to me on my WhatsApp. Thank you. Have a nice day.